Welcome back, week 3 of the Money Line Grind. We are coming off our first sweep of the NFL season. Yes, indeed. It only took us 2 weeks. A 2-0 Sunday with our picks. We only put out 2 picks, but it gets sweeter because we also hit the 3-leg parlay of the day. It's kind of crazy. We've hit parlays. I put those out just to feed the beast, but those are carrying us because this one was 10 extra money. Let's do a little recap. We jumped into our two, and then we'll jump into our 2 picks. We'll do the lay of the day for Thursday Night Football, Bills versus Dolphins. Sunday, we took C.J. Stroud over 10.5 rushing yards. Easy money, finishes with 27. We also took Justin Herbert to throw at least 2 touchdowns. He got us paid kind of early in the game, handling business. He only finished with 2, but he made sure he got us our money. And then our 3-leg of the day, I think this was plus 1009, I thought it was. My notes says 1006, but 10 extra money and then a little extra. Nick Chubb over 40 rushing yards, finished with 43. Baker Mayfield to throw at least 200 passing yards, finished with 215. Dalton Schultz 25 or more reception yards, finished with 29. So we kind of just skated by through the skin of our teeth. But I'll tell you what, I've lost so many bets, so many parlays by one leg that's like right there that it feels good to finally get one where we make 3 rushing yards extra, 15 passing yards extra, and only 4 reception yards extra. We finally got luck on our side to get us one of those parlays. And you got to acknowledge that. Betting is all about energy sometimes. And since we have some good energy, since we're on a roll here, let's jump into our 2 picks. Dalton Kincaid, tight end for the Buffalo Bills, over 29.5 reception yards, minus 110. Let's look at week 1. 4 targets, 4 receptions, 48 receiving yards, and that's versus the Ravens. Week 2, 6 targets, 4 receptions for 37 reception yards versus the Jets. So that's an average of 42.5 reception yards per game, about 10 yards per reception this season versus 2 respectable pass defenses. Dolphins allowed the 3rd most yards per attempt, while the Bills are 9th in pass attempts. The Bills are also 6th in pass completions. And when we look at tight ends versus the Dolphins, week 1, you have the Pats, Austin Hooper, 3 targets, 3 receptions, 38 yards, including a 22-yard reception. Week 2, Taylor Warren of the Colts, 9 targets, 7 receptions for 76 yards, including a 21 long reception. So basically, tight ends are averaging about 5 receptions per game on 6 targets for 57 yards per game as well, including 1 20-yard or more reception within those. I think Josh Allen's ability to really deal, and that's what he's doing out there. He's just dealing the ball. He's firing it, snapping it down. It's beautiful to watch. It's great. It's always fun to watch the Bills offense operate, and he just slings it with force and accuracy. Kincaid's probably the best talent the Finns have seen this season. Definitely gets his 3 receptions. His targets seem to average out about 10 yards per reception, so you got to think his routes are about 10 yards each, just how they practice him. Finn's giving up so many yards per catch or yards in general that you have to just assume that he's going to break some tackles. He's averaging 4 receptions. Guys are catching the ball versus the Finns. We only really need 3 receptions on average if things just average out. I think he gets maybe 2 receptions before the half. He may get some yards at the catch. We may get the cash here early, but I really like that pick as the pick of the day. And number 2, we're going Devontae Achane over 52.5 rushing yards, minus 115. Achane averaging 42.5 rushing yards over 2 versus some solid run defenses. The Colts allow the fewest rush attempts, which tells you all you need to know about them. And the Pats allow the 3rd fewest rush yards, 3rd fewest rush attempts, and 3rd fewest rush yards per attempt after 2 weeks. The Bills' weak spot is actually their linebackers and their run defense. They allow the 7th most rushing yards. I'm sorry, it's late. Rushing yards per game. The Bills' linebackers are actually ranked dead last, which can cause some yards after tackle or attempted tackle, if you will. We just really need them to fight through a couple of tackles, get a couple of big first downs, 7, 8-yard gains, because I think last game he only had about 13 attempts, perhaps. I don't really think the Finns can really beat their secondary. I think their best bet is to lure them with short plays, kind of run, 4 yards in a cloud of dust, 5 yards screens, anything you can to kind of get the secondary eager and thirsty. Get those, then hit them with some play action or something like that. Catch them while they're sleeping is the only way the Bills can hang in, cover. They can cover. I could see them cover Thursday Night Football. Both teams, not much rest. Both teams can, it could be a low-scoring game, although the parlay of the game thinks not. because that's all I got for you. Let's jump right into the parlay of the game. Like I said, I can't believe we're crushing it with these, but today's is probably the most boring we'll see. We're using both of the picks we got, but we're going to water them down, and then we're going to throw one on top. The one on top is the alternate over. So I'm taking 42.5 as an alternate over. I think that the Finns could get you 20 points. I think eventually they figure it out. I do think Achane gets a touchdown. I do have like a personal parlay I might throw in the Discord that I won't recommend, but I think it features Achane with like 60 rush yards and touchdown, and then something else, probably for Kincaid again. But that's the first leg here. Then I'm taking Kincaid 25 or more reception yards. It's like 5 less than what we need in the single bet. And I'm taking Achane 50 plus rushing yards, which is like 3 yards less than what we need in the single bet. So if you don't like those bets, then you won't like this parlay. If you're unsure of it, choose either the parlay or both single bets. $10 brings you back 46 with the DraftKings boost. And I do think the Dolphins put up 20 points. So I do think that covers that part of it. I guess Achane would be the only concern tonight. Best of luck. Let's get that money. We're 3 in a row. Let's get it.